Many people saw fresh snow on the ground today, but before too long, Idaho will likely be seeing smoke in the skies for wildfire season. The U.S. Fire Administrator and other national fire leaders were in Boise this morning to highlight the wildfire challenges facing America. News Channel 7's Jude Binkley was at that event. He talked to the U.S. Fire Admin about why wildfires are getting worse across the country.
Doug, last year there were 69,000 wildfires in the U.S., and today's conference was to kick off a fire stop tour with multiple agencies coming together to speak with one voice, bringing attention to those wildfire issues.
We stand here together today as the nation's fire service to tell you that America is still burning. Across the nation, fire is a threat to individuals, to public safety, and it's a threat to our homeland security.
Over the last 5 years, we have had 68% more land area burned than in the last 3 decades.
And one of the biggest fire threats happens in wildland-urban interface areas where buildings meet undeveloped land.
When wildfire enters the interface, the effects on communities can be catastrophic, including overwhelmed response capabilities, tragic loss of life, and socioeconomic devastation.
About 1/3 of the U.S. population lives in the wildland-urban interface.
The truth, here in Idaho, every wildfire can become an interface fire.
In order for firefighters to keep themselves and our community safe, officials say proper training is crucial, especially for the wildland-urban interface.
The one piece of training that has been missing is the interface. In other words, structural fires know how to mitigate when there's one fire, one house on fire. But when there's a dozen or 1,000, it's a different scenario. Strategies and tactics must change for their own safety.
Firefighters are facing challenges: recruitment shortages, exposure to carcinogens during fires, and behavioral health struggles.
In fact, firefighters develop PTSD at a similar rate to military service members returning from combat.
Officials also say that fires are growing in intensity, size, and destruction.
Fire keeps getting faster. In fact, today you have the least amount of time to safely exit your home in the event of a fire than at any other time in history.
Now, last October, the U.S. Fire Administrator hosted a fire prevention and control summit, the first since President Truman hosted one 50 years ago. They created 5 recommendations outlining a national strategy to address those fire issues. And Doug, they really boil down to more firefighter training, recruitment, a firefighter cancer strategy, behavioral health resources, and zoning fire-safe communities.
Yeah, those urban interface areas are definitely where the focus is right now. Jude, thank you so much.